Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Imperator Egypt. Oh, nope, I mean Imperator Rome. Of course, we're playing as Egypt, or the Ptolemaic Empire. I want to say thanks for all the great response of the previous video in this series. And I know not everybody made it to the end of that. I see that in the stats. Maybe 10% of you did. But I'd love to hear questions from you about the Hellenistic age. Not that I know the answers, but I'd love to look up to know what you're thinking. So if you want to post a comment down about the Hellenistic age, that's sort of the age from the death of Alexander the Great and basically Caesar Augustus or Octavian, or however you want to call him, becomes emperor in Rome. That sort of period. Please post them down below, and the worst you're going to get is, I don't know. Best, you might get a good coherent answer out of it in the future, either in a video or just answered below. Either way, and on that, please subscribe to the channel for many more great historical videos. Okay, what I want to do here is, I don't know what we can see. It looks like they are busy fighting the Salukis, our friends over there. So I want to attack back into here. I'm going to let these guys sort of hang out here and not do too much. I'm not worried too much about that. I want to see about grabbing some territory up here. Okay, that's the governor there. So to that end, we're moving these ships around, that army to the port city, and then we're going to come across. They've got 3 heavy phalanxes. And we'll also move these guys once they're done. Reducing Cyprus. Cyprus is the real goal, the rest is negotiable. And another slave pop to Alexandria. Okay. Hoping they're just all so, oh my god, we're battling over there and can't do anything about it. This is sort of encouraging me here. Okay, you defeated them. You come to that port. I think we've sunk most of their navy, so I don't think we're going to see much of a counterstroke there, though we might. No, just stay there. Okay. Troops, go ashore. Okay, speech of a successor. As the ruler, one of the true successor to the great empire of Alexander, Ptolemy Soter steps up on a podium in front of our countrymen and court to deliver an inspiring speech, bringing up the many empowering properties of the old conqueror. But he decides to bring up one topic in particular. Okay, so we can gain some military power, we can gain some civic power, we can gain some oratory power, which we have quite a lot of, and religious power, which we have a modest amount of. I think the civic power will have the most immediate effects. Ptolemy was known for his sort of political capabilities. We'll do army recovery rate. Improvement. Okay, guys, you come down here. It'll take them a little while to respond to us in any method. However they do so. Okay, we'll sort of want to see, because I want to take as much of like a province as we can instead of just take random cities. Get the war score high. You on board yet? Okay, now you are. Take the ports, they're important. Now we're going to come over here and scout with these guys to see. No, I think that they're first. See anything coming, hopefully before it comes. So at minimum we can combine our two armies to one location. Maybe if necessary evacuate one or more of them before they can be taken if it looks like it's too big of an army. Okay, mentioning the size of the army there. Let's see if we can increase our training camps, which will a little better increase our recruiting. There's a lot of nuance in this game that I haven't gotten to, and I was asked on the live stream, I do have a few lost episodes that I may show someday of this that I recorded, about some of the population here, so we can take a quick look. We can click on this here. You know, can we convert? We're scrolling down. Okay, well let's go somewhere other than Alexandria. Okay, citizens. So they're promoted as high as they can. You can't be higher status than a citizen. We can try to convert them. As you can see, the cost. We can try to assimilate them, or we can try to move them here, which to select to move. And so get back here because we know there's a lot of various types. Well, let's just, we can see the Canaanite and Phoenician and Hebrew, as well as Macedonian. Come down to like here, we see a similar Macedonian Jewish mixture of the population. Come over here, we see Hellenic Macedonian freemen and Druidic, Lepontic, and Kemetic Egyptian. That's a sort of standard Egyptian freeman. Now we have 31 slaves down here, 15 Hellenic Macedonians, 7 Kemetic Egyptians, 3 Hellenic Cypriots, those that we've captured in Cyprus, 2 Hellenic Cyrenaicans, obviously from Cyrenaica, Hellenic Lycians, I believe those are, we just got those from one of the recent cities we've taken. And so you can see all the types, and what you can do is we can click here. Now we can't convert people that are already believing in us. We can't assimilate people who are already ethnically and culturally us, but we can do that to obviously somebody like these guys. They're entirely different. But what we're going to do here is this would cost us ruler corruption. Well, we'll try. Hopefully this won't. Yeah, we're paused. Good, just making sure. Corruption, crafty base 20%. Well, let's see. Okay, they're all. So we're gonna promote up two of these guys to freeman status. So now we can. Well, I want to see the corruption level. Okay, still 20. Not like I say. There's a lot of nuance to this. I'm not sure on all of that. Maybe this is more. I don't know. Okay, but you see, we had before 5. Now we have 7 freemen pop, and yes, I did particularly pick the Hellenic Macedonians because they're us, and so we're trying to create a larger freeman population of those. So you can do that. There's a lot of, you can move slaves around. That also costs some oratory power. So there's a lot of nuances, and I'm making no claim to have any great understanding. Let's move you up to here. I want to look. Okay. Yeah, that's into another province. That's okay, because I would like the 2 coastal provinces. Don't need to get the full province, of course, but peace. Who did they just sign peace with? Okay, they're just at war with us now. Ooh, okay. Looks like they got. Did they get more territory from the Salukis? That may not be a good thing. Okay, what could we grab off now? Okay, well, no, I'm going to risk this a little bit longer. Well, this is very much risking it. Okay, you come to there. I just so would like to have a little bit of Asia Minor as well. These guys are, I'm watching for any movement of troops coming my way. Oh. There we are. Wish there was better warnings. Okay. That's actually going to be good for us. Gonna take them, that's a fortified city. It's going to take them a while to get. And we can march our, hopefully larger. Well, they're... 2 units. Okay, so it looks like 16 cohorts of one type or another. That's actually good, because if I can defeat these guys down here. Just wish I would have spotted them a little earlier, but okay. Oh, you've achieved your goal. Let's come to here. I think you're part, yeah, part of that province. Ptolemai's coming. I mean, they're still in a negative. They haven't got. They have to get to 100% to then do that. It's not good to have them though. Occupying our. That's a different province. Okay. Really, it's very coastal. Okay. Oh, good. Another. We've yet to get our first level up on all of these. Main conduct. Okay, we'll do that. We're still trying to watch out for any armies coming after us there. Okay, they're at 7. Training camp built. Very good. That will help a little bit with our army maintenance. Okay, yeah. Come there. Or, you know, manpower. Oh good, our friends are showing up too. Okay, let's go. It looks like we're going to win this one. At least that's what they're estimating, though that is far from a guarantee. Okay, I want to watch this battle. I really, and there's only like one video so far, but there's another new game that's not yet out, and I only have a video of sort of a limited pre-release version thingy of it. It's called Field of Glory Empires, and in some ways it's a little more nuanced than this game, but in most ways not. Where it's more nuanced is, and more detail, is the building types. They have a lot more building types. Looks a lot like, in that regard, a lot like Total War Rome 2 or whatever. But the other thing they really have that I love is the ability that when a battle like this happens, they do have sort of a quick play version that's probably a little better than this, but what Paradox really can't do is tactical battles. And so once you have these two armies and they clash, you have the option of exporting it from Empires into Field of Glory 2 if you have that game. You have to buy both games. Good money-making scheme, of course. And then they set it up, Field of Glory is sort of like tabletop miniatures, but played on the computer. And so you would have the unit, and they have a lot, their armies are so much better. I don't know that they would necessarily have better military traditions, but as unit types, historical and whatnot, it's so much better than this. And yeah, okay, they got a small army over there. And so you have different types of archers, you know, the whole gamut from, you know, everything this period, looking at of unit types. And so you get to play it out on a randomly generated battlefield based sort of on this type of thing. You know, is it farmland, or is it you know, desert, or is it mountainous, and that kind of affects what the battle will look like, and that I'm really looking forward to. Okay, looks like you're not going to get away in time. Good. Okay, so they've got about as many cohorts as we do, but we have a bit larger army so far. Army strength is good, and we have equal quality of generals, it looks like, though it was still our province, so they have, because we're just coming in and defending. I mean, obviously we moved to attack, but we had the ownership of it because they were besieging us. Okay, so now we've reduced that army and sent it fleeing. That is good. And yeah, I'm actually sort of glad that they're messing around out here with these guys while I take more and more of their territory. I've played a bunch of test games of this, and trust me, I've had the AI kick my butt. Okay, that looks like they are now heading that army maybe up to deal with us up here. But we've got them sort of watching out, checking things out. Maybe we can gobble up a few more cities and then sue for peace with a nice expanded empire. Hopefully be at peace for a while. I know that may not make for great TV, but okay, yeah, let's come there. We're gonna move you up to here. Okay, one more city for that province. Looks like our friends are gonna go try to, our allies try to regain some of our lost territory, which will help our war score. And like in many places, you don't have to own all of the province to get it. Okay, here they are. Okay, just 7,500 of them. Not that worried. There may be others coming. Okay, raising a host. Meleager, in his capacity as general, has begun using his own personal funds to augment the size of his assigned army. We are unsure whether to applaud this initiative or worry over his intentions behind his actions. Okay. We're going to do is look at his loyalty right here. 65 loyalty. Okay, so he's still rather loyal to us. Okay. Unsure whether... Okay. Troubling. Order the new units to disband immediately. We're going to allow the light infantry to happen. Hopefully this will be a good, because this is his command over here. But they'll have, they're probably, well, these are the newest ones here. I'll pause. They don't have the loyalty like that. Okay, and we got that. So let's see what kind of deal we can maybe make now. Sue for peace. So that province, Cyprus, and what about these guys over here? Oh, here. Okay. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go that this is good enough. I mean, who knows? Maybe we could continue the campaign and take all of it and be Alexander. But I'm worried. What I'm really, quite honestly, worried about most is this: is our manpower levels. We're down to just over 4,000, or just under 5,000, really. But and money to use to raise mercenaries. So those are the two things I'm worried about. If I had larger armies, capabilities, I would soldier on, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. Okay, so we got this. Oh, and they gave us all of the province, even though we didn't quite own it all. Okay, good. What's our... Okay. I'm looking at how big of a... No, I think you're going to come to here, and I'm going to change your movement tasking. I'm going to bring you back to Egypt. Yeah. Deal with barbarians. We'll periodically have barbarians rising up in the desert. Yeah. Let's see. Is there a quick way? Oh, here. This is barbarian power. See. Click here. Okay, barbarian power here. At some point, these sort of no-go zones out on the edge will raise up barbarians, and they will come. We also know that from here, they get strong enough, they'll come in and attack us, and we'll have to deal with that. That'll be a periodic thing, depending on how, what's going on with them. So we have now secured a lot of territory. One area that I'm really sort of worried about here, and I want to make sure I own forever, is this wood supply. So we're going to build a fortress there. Now, we're also looking at I want to maintain control here. So we're going to build a fortress here. Fortresses will cost to be maintained. And I guess we're going to build a fortress here. And I'm going to spend the money and build one here. We're doing the fortress building plan. So that will help us hold our new territory. I may get another one over in Salamis. Okay, you come out to sea. There might be, but I don't know if there is. I've tried. You can't, I don't think, load troops while in port faster than having them march out to the sea. I would like that as an option, but okay. Yeah, sure. We have a lack of governors. Change it, which just means add it. Moderately loyal, looks fairly good, fairly young. Incapable. No, we don't want an incapable person. Charisma. Generous. No, I think we're going to go with... We'll go with him. Reasonably loyal. Loyalty is important in this game. Okay. So we've greatly expanded. Yep, see, here we go. Go to location. There they come. Yeah, they're the probably strong enough one, close enough. We're going to hire these guys and come down here and deal with this. I'm going to build a few forts way down here as well. To help protect. But these, well, they mess with us. They reduce the health and well-being of the province, which is not a good thing. The barbarians do when they take over. So this is not good. But unlike up here, we don't have somebody who is like going to be able to keep it, because it'll just sit in either barbarian controlled or rebelliousness until we come and crush it. Where here I'm worried about, oops, somebody deciding to go to war with us. And a few forts. And remember, forts have a zone of control basically of one province outside of it. So I'm thinking like maybe put one up. Oh, 2 trade. Okay, yes. Oh, I guess we can only do one of them. Maybe I should have considered which one more, but... Okay, the city council of Babatos has taken it upon themselves to free a sizable quantity of privately owned slaves. We could intervene if we think it best. Letting the slaves get too comfortable could have repercussions. Okay. No, I'm willing to do that. Whether that's my emotional viewpoint. Okay, we don't want to keep this overstacked. Oh, pause. You come down here. You're going to be a much cheaper barbarian fighting force once you're down here, but it's going to take a long time to get down here. As we can see, they're already wreaking havoc. These guys, okay, well, not these. They have camel cavalry already, so that will help with the desert situation. And these low infrastructure areas. Okay, yeah, you come into here. Yes, okay. Hopefully at least this says likely to win. Let's see the different sides. Numbers and quality. We can speed this up a little bit. Okay, victorious. Now move on to here. Oh, we don't need to be that fast. Keep things moving. Okay. Okay, they're defeated. Now, since they're defeated, what we're going to do is disband the unit. It's going to cost us 113 gold. Yes, because we want to stop paying for it currently. So it doesn't disappear when you disband a mercenary unit like that. It's just no longer in your service, and it'll march back to where it was from. Okay, age finds us all in the end. Even the priests and surgeons shake their heads when confronted with the inevitable decline of the human body. Ptolemaic is finding this out. He may much have time left. As if you watched the previous episode, what's current age? 73 years old. Okay, I'm probably going to go in and edit that again. He lived to 85 or 86, and I do like some of the randomness. I actually do like that, but okay, what is okay? They can hold. They can pause. They can supply up to 20 units here. To come down into a little more strategic position. Okay, the coast is our ally, so we will trade with them, and can we trade with them as well? Okay, good. These guys are researching fairly slow. Professional. Well, I'm trying to figure what, because fabricating claims, because I have not been freeing lots of slaves or doing lots of oratory power use, is not normally a big cost, but it would be useful to have reduced. Improve opinion maximums 20%. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And we're currently positive growth on the manpower, mainly because we don't have any attrition and we're not fighting any wars. And that may go away if we lose the blessings of Apollo, but we're going to do the blessings of Hades to increase our taxes. So I forget which one we had before. I may have been doing manpower. Because castles take a long time to build, but they're already paid for. Now, we just got to get them built before somebody comes in and does something bad regarding that. Let's see, these are hardly occupied at all. C was tempting. I would have that. Well, it is a bit more occupied than some of these others. But here, just because of things, we're going to do the fortress right here. which should limit their mobility as to where they could go when the slave no, it's not slave, barbarians invade us, and they'll have to take the fortification. Give us time to march our armies down, but we're not going to keep our army too much out in the desert out there. We don't want that attrition. This obviously started as part of, what's his name? Antigonus's empire. But Cyprus was also another place, sort of like Crete, with a lot of little sort of city-states for a lot of its history. And even when I was reading it, submitted to the Ptolemies conquer all but one city here, and then the other one just decides to sort of submit to it. And in reading it, they sort of, the submission is it's sort of devolved power in a way, in that it's acknowledging the Ptolemies as the overall rulers, but they're sort of governing themselves. And I think even some of the taken cities, it's, not going so far as to say independent, but going so far as to saying a sort of internally self-governing. We, cough up just a certain amount, taxes and whatnot, but otherwise leave us alone where we're doing just fine, kind of thing. Okay. We'll send him. We didn't send him before because we didn't want to lose him as admiral while we were at war. Okay, military traditions. This is each, major cultural group differences has their own set of traditions. You can work your You can work your way through them. I think you can eventually theoretically get them all, and it affects the unit types. I like this idea. I don't like that it's starting at sort of year zero, because the Sarissa was already was the main weapon of Alexander the Great some number of years before, and very, very common. And like I was reading in Legion versus Phalanx, there was still the old Oplite type pre-Sarissa. The Sarissa is the really long. It's actually sort of somewhat of a, don't want to say bendy too much, but it's so long, and the shaft with the weight does sort of bend a bit, like you're seeing there in it. It's just because it's long and whatnot, long pull, and it has it's double-ended for weapons. It has the primary weapon end. It has, and I think this also goes back to the shorter spear as well for the Oplites type, the Hoplite type setup as well. In that, so if this gets broken, because the metal only comes back so far, you can turn it around and use the other end. It's just it's somewhat sharp, it is pointy. Often they would use that as the end that they would stick into the ground, or they talk about for both the types of Greek massed infantry as sort of a mercy killer, and that you got somebody who's had his guts cut out of him, and they have no ability to medically stitch them back up or something, so they're gonna die. And so just to put them out of their misery, put your own troops out of your misery, so you stab them with the other end, because often they're marching with the thing sort of vertical like you see up there, only the sort of frontish ranks maybe once they're getting near the enemy starting to point them out forward. So you had various functions on it, but we're going to do this is going to increase our heavy infantry mode. Like I say, I really love the unit types that can be found in Field of Glory added to this. Now you could still have those unit types that would exist as their own thing, and yes, and still have improvement levels, because you had the silver shields, which were sort of thought to be the best of the phalanx type troops, where the white shields were sort of the you know, the inexperienced, the new guys, that kind of thing. And so not just, you know, you can have that as a new versus experienced, but you can also have just different quality levels of troops. Okay, now we have been expanding, because we were at war, our training camps, and we want to continue to do that. But what I also want, and I'm not planning, see, and hope this doesn't lose me a lot of viewers here, I'm not planning on going to war for a while, because I don't have a lot of troops, don't have lots of money. Now if Antigonus here goes to war, and either whether it's with the Salukis or with somebody else, and they're starting to lose, and we can go in and scoop up a few more provinces, sure, we're going to go to war. So this is not like peace out. We're just not going to be starting wars against powers that look like they're going to be a problem. Sometimes you can go to some of these minor countries here, open diplomacy, look at them, and you can see that they are you know, sort of tied up here with, got a young ruler here. How old is he? 12 years old. And well, let's go with somebody like Athens here. You can see that they feudatory to you know, Phrygia, I guess that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. And so you can see that they have a truce with all of us, because we've recently, both us and the Salukis had recently been at war with, you know, Phrygia, and that was ended. But so if we were to go to war with them, it's likely that it would put us to war with others. So that's one of the reasons we went after Cyrenaica, because they didn't have any relations with anybody. And so here we can see is an alliance with somebody else. So we're going to build, oh, and so what we're going to do is, I want to build marketplaces. Marketplaces, local tax 15%, commerce income plus 15%, and local civilization level plus 3%. Okay, so they've already got 3. So let's look at some places that are almost as big and don't have a lot of markets. Okay, another market. Because we're hoping that the, you know, local tax base is already fairly large. Get a market in there, increase the percentage, and hopefully we'll do away with that. Okay, Great Olympic Games come to an end. Well, better luck next time. Scandal. Uh-oh. Scandal is unfortunately part of an average day in the Egyptian court. Ordinarily, we would simply ignore such petty squabbles. However, on this occasion, the esteemed Callas Zenoid, sorry if I'm Zenoid, was found in flagrante delicto with his lover Ptolemaic, assassinated by his spouse Theano, assassinated, sorry, from butchering these names. The spouse, overcome with despair, has appealed to the court to have Calais stripped of his office as a punishment for his brazenly public vice. Okay, so those are the two lovers there. He is loyal, corruption 20%, popularity not very popular. Her prominence, mild 50. Her prominence is 30. Popularity not very much. Very loyal to us. None of our business. They lose loyalty. Or the husband loses loyalty. To us, we lose popularity, currently 91. We shouldn't tolerate this. Loses his position in government. What is his position in government? User has a son. Wise, good-natured, monotonous, monotonous, I guess, and crafty. Don't know if that was a wise act there. Not sleeping with somebody, but sleeping with the wrong man's wife. Oh, just have him flogged. Okay. Thanos gains loyalty, but loses 10. Gains wound. We'll do this as sort of an intermediate step. And okay, what position? Okay, so he was the guy running our royal tutors and whatnot to get us more oratory power. No, pause. Okay, pause it. Come on, pause. I guess we'll grab him up and have him run that. Okay, a little bit more money. Looking for big cities that don't yet have a marketplace. Might as well start there, but yeah, they have a marketplace. Okay. Not that we can't stick it in somewhere already does have it, and it will continue to help. Multiple does. Just sort of trying to spread it around. Okay, Babylon here, I guess we'll throw that in as a market. Just sort of watching these fortresses, fortifying the cities being built here. Another invention. We're getting a lot of these. We don't have to use our power now. I'm just looking here. This is getting closer, so I'm going to wait for the next wave of whatever. Each one of these will unlock at least 3 new ones, I believe, in each of the categories, so that we can see what would be available to us. Not that I don't want professional sailors, that's cool, sure, learning on the job, better starting experience, fabrication claims less, that's great, of course, and whatnot, and omen power, a little greater, that would be good too. Just want to see more choices, see things that may benefit us a little more. Now these areas have been ravaged by war, so their populations are somewhat down. Not that they were maybe huge to begin with. Okay, bitter feud. Okay. The court is bustling with sycophants, claimants, and pretenders. It is of little surprise, therefore, that 2 of the most ambitious claimants to the throne of Egypt have found themselves at odds. I really hope someday someone makes a really good mod for this. Get rid of Throne of Egypt, get rid of all this other, maybe also the languid thing, and do, you know, the Ptolemaic crown, or the, you know, the throne, you know, king of, you know, throne in Alexandria or wherever. Really sort of get. Now you can go too much flavor, and somebody will make a mod that will throw all of this in with, well, maybe even with Greek lettering, but if nothing else with Roman lettering, but using all the Greek terms, it becomes overly done. You can go too far with that. The conflict. These conflicts have a way of getting out. Perhaps we ought to step in and limit escalation. Okay, Meleager. Start seeing as a rival. I'll let them fight. No, that's not. They lose loyalty. It's not time to. Okay. 20 versus 10 for both. Yeah, let's do that. How is Ptolemy's health? Okay, getting pretty bad. Well, I think it's time to end the episode here. As you may guess, I am going to cheat a little bit and remove the disease that he has, because I'm going to try to keep him alive to his historic, you know, 85, 86, something like that. I'm not going to push it beyond that, but want to do that. So, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking the videos if you would. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Love to see you around more often. As I said at the beginning of this, I would love to hear your questions about the Hellenistic world. Not that I can necessarily answer them, but if you have some, I'd like to look them up. We can have a discussion. I may be just talking about them in the next video as opposed to posting below. I'd probably just say we'll answer next video or something like that if that's the case. But love to hear that. So see you next time for more historical gaming.